Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome, welcome. A lot of familiar faces.
Great shirt, Trent.
Yes, it's still summer in my mind, so the Hawaiian shirt is still alive and well. Thanks for being on. A happy Friday, everybody.
I think you wear that shirt in January.
Actually, the rule for my team is, Shane can back this up, any searches after June, the Hawaiian shirts come out. So now we haven't put a deadline, so you're right, it could extend into January, but when it's over 100 degrees, that's the ticket. Well, hey, I know how busy things are for all of you. I appreciate you coming on. Quite honestly, today and these Friday focus webinars is what we're calling these. It's kind of in response to our mission at Grunmeyer Leader Services to continue to transform education one leader at a time, and that's a lot of you that we've had either a hand in supporting, hiring, or just flat out call a friend and a colleague. So we've heard that continuing networking above and beyond the search process is something that perhaps we could fill a void without stepping on any other organization's toes. And so we've tried to come up with topics like today that are timely, perhaps get you ahead of things that are happening in your district or with your board. And I think you guys, if you're willing to take time out of your busy schedules to pop on, I think we'll know we're hitting the mark. And if I see participation fade off, then I know it's a topic that either isn't needed or filled by somebody else, or you're just too darn busy to get on, quite honestly. But we're excited about these. And with all of these, we're going to approach some folks in the field with some different ideas, thoughts, insights, advice, some different thought leaders, which you're going to meet today. To kind of set the stage with some short presentations, but really informal. And then our goal is to break you up into some breakout groups and share ideas, ask questions, compare notes. And when we're done today, we're not pulling everybody back together or anything. When you're done with your groups, you're off and running, on with the day. The emails don't stop, the phone calls don't come. So we really want to respect your time in our Friday focus webinars as well. So just a little note there up front as we kick these off and get started. With that being said, a couple of logistical things here, and then I'll turn it over to Andrew and Jared. First, we did our best to find a time that we thought would work for the most district leaders possible. We thought Fridays would be best. We know there's lots of conflicts and meetings and webinars. Fridays, we're a little partial to Fridays because we're not out in the field traveling or running interviews normally on Fridays. So that is the best day of the week for us. But I just want to ask you guys that are on, if this time works, give me a thumbs up, give me a yes in the chat, or on the screen is fine. If it doesn't, propose to me a time that you think you and other superintendents, building district leaders, it would be better than this. So we can consider that as well. Okay. Thank you for that. We're trying to find the time that works the best. Next, you're going to see on your screen here, everybody see this poll? Okay. Today's topic that we wanted to get ahead of is pre-service planning and really setting the tone for the school year. Setting the tone for the school year, that's really, really important. So I did a lot of thinking on who to invite in today to kind of kick things off, share some insights. And locally, Dr. Jared Smith, who does the podcast, does the blogs, written the Learning Curve book, and former superintendent at South Tama and now Waterloo. I think a lot of us locally know has a lot of innovative ideas. And so I thought nobody better than Jared to come in locally and share some ideas. So he's going to speak today. And then nationally, a good friend, Andrew Marotta out of New York, who has a book as well, Tales from the Hardwood, recovering basketball official like myself, and does a lot of podcasts, has a book, a lot of speaking I've seen here recently as well, who I've become a friend with, has some great strategies and insights as well that I thought would really help us locally, and maybe push our thinking a little bit too. So those are the two gentlemen that are going to be introduced here in a minute. And as you can see in our poll, I kind of wondered what's the focus for this year. So it looks like in general there, a lot of different topics in pre-service, but it looks like the primary focus is around well-being of students and staff collaboration. which obviously could incorporate PLC time and lots of different topics, but staff collaboration looks like a big theme for pre-service, which is great. Thank you for that. Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate it. Sets the stage a little bit. Okay, enough rambling for me. Thank you for joining. And with that, Andrew Marotta, the floor is yours for advice, insight, strategies around pre-service and setting the tone for the school year.
Cool. Thanks, Trent. Hi, everybody. Andrew from New York. Happy to be partnered up with Trent and his work, certainly alongside Jared. Trent said we got 20 minutes, so I got 3 and Jared got 17. So I'll make it quick. I know he's got a lot to say. No, it's great to make this connection in Iowa. The Field of Dreams game is coming on this week and all that good stuff. So I'm actually setting a timer to make sure I balance it. So we got about 10 minutes. So I'm going to share my screen and just get rolling here. Are we on there, Trent? Can we see me?
We got your email. It popped up quick and then
There's my email. There we are.
there it is.
Bam. Okay, cool. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the school leader surviving and thriving, right? Whatever our role is in school and starting off the year, right? Whatever our role is, superintendent, assistant superintendent, principal, it's about these 2 things here, right? And there's no magic way to do it. There's no perfect way to do it. And I'm just going to offer a couple of suggestions. Here's my team, Team Marotta here, right? We feel like that a lot of times in our job where we're tied up, people throwing stuff at us. Sometimes it's literal, sometimes it's figurative. My kids used to be in school full time and now they sell books full time. If they don't sell, they don't eat. That's how we roll in the house. Port Jervis, New York is my school district. Like many of you, right? We're working on our graduation rate. I was at the high school 17 years. We went from low 60s to almost 90% through a ton of hard work. Really proud of the work we're doing in Port Jervis. And I decided to take the middle school job this past year, and that's a whole nother ball game. As Trent said, I used to referee college hoops. That was a great run. It really helped me as a school leader. And it wasn't always bad, right? If you think about the 2 roles as a school leader and an official, you're in the spotlight, you have to make quick decisions. People get angry at your decisions. Sometimes they're vocal about your decisions, and you have to be able to dance and perform in that spotlight. So that journey helped me a lot. In just these few minutes, again, my 3 minutes and Jared's 17, I'm going to touch on these couple of things here. I think the first one is an underrated skill. We all grew up around people, right? Whether it was our favorite aunt or uncle or grandparents, right? They were just amazing storytellers, and you walked away feeling good about things. The 5 SWs is a little magic sauce that helps me, and I'm going to share a story about being significant in the lives of the people that we serve. So the first is the book. Guys, this is not a gimmick. Write that phone number down. I've been calling the Success Hotline since 2015. Dr. Rob is a sports psychologist in Montclair, New Jersey, Montclair State University. And he invited me to his class to speak on officiating and leadership. And I had a blast and we hit it off. Dr. Rob runs the Success Hotline. He leaves a 3-minute message about success every day. And he's been doing it since 1992. He's up to message 11,400 something. It's unbelievable. And I call every day. I went to Catholic school. I got my little Catholic school notebook and I write down what he shares. I go to his class. We hit it off. He says, Andrew, he hands me 10 books when I'm done. And he says, Andrew, you gotta write a book. I said, Doc, I don't know how to write a book. He said, you don't have to know how to write it. Just write down the things that you do as a principal. Got my attention. That night on the way home, I did talk to text. I had 60 things. The next day, I had 40 more at school. And in less than 24 hours, due to the power of a single experience, I had 100 things in that book, right? And I think our interactions matter. Again, whether you're the superintendent, whether you're the secretary at the school, all of these things matter. And I think stories can be a great way to do that. So, and now forget, I'm hooked on writing. You know, I'm trying to keep up with Jared, but I'm really hooked on writing here and I've fallen in love with it. So doing some work there. All right, let's get you involved. Who's the first one that has a pencil closest to them? If you find a pencil closest to you, you're going to be my volunteer. Hold it up. I can't see all y'all, so unmute and hold up your pencil. Jessica, is that a pencil? Come on, Jessica, jump in.
It's a pen. Is that all right?
We need a pencil. Sorry.
All right, all right.
Might be
You
Jeremy.
got it. There you go, Jessica. All right, guys, and I'm going to give you a story here, okay? So the story is the pencil. So Jessica, hold that pencil up. I got my pencil here too. Now, Jessica, tell me a little bit about what's going to make that a great pencil.
Well, it's the best brand of pencil. It's a Ticonderoga. So if you're a teacher, you know that any other pencil is really second rate.
That's right.
The eraser's already used, so you don't have that like new pink stain. So it's ready to go.
So hold right there. Number one, it's got an eraser, right, Jessica? And to be a great pencil is like being a great school leader. You got to be able to forgive your mistakes, right? So number one about being a great pencil, you forgive your mistakes. What else makes that a great pencil, Jessica? Don't unmute yet. I'm not letting you off the hook yet.
Oh man. I would say that it's not super sharp, so I'm not worried about it breaking. Like it's got that, if you guys can see, it's a little dulled, but it's still super sharp.
And Jessica, we as school leaders, when we get dull, we have to sharpen it. And sometimes that could be painful, right? But you got to sharpen your pencil. Jessica, you're holding that pencil in your hand. If you, is that pencil great if it's sitting on the table by itself?
Not so much, no.
We as school leaders have to allow ourselves to be held in other people's hands. Sometimes that's the teacher, sometimes that's parents, sometimes that's the kids, and vice versa. A great pencil allows itself to be held in someone else's hand. Jessica, is it what's on the inside or what's on the outside that's more important?
Well, I need what's on the inside. I need the lead.
And just like us, right? We wear our school shirts, our logos, we dress nice. Trent got the nice shirt on, but it's what's on the inside that's most important. And lastly, just like a pencil, we have to be able to write on different surfaces, right? You got to be flexible. You got to be adaptable in today's world of leadership. So those are the attributes of a great pencil. Guys, the QR code is there. That story is there. I've used this story at graduation, at moving up, and I give each kid a pencil, right? Part of being a good storyteller is a prop that goes with it. So there's a little story for you. Jessica, thanks for your participation. All right. How about Todd? Todd, will you unmute?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Todd, I got another prop here, Todd. Were you a science teacher, Todd?
I was not.
Were you good in science?
Yeah, not too bad.
All right, take a wild guess, Todd. About how many seeds in this apple?
How many seeds?
Yeah,
I'm going to say 8.
good answer, Todd. Let's put your hands. Good answer. The answer is 5 to 8, depending on the type of apple. Good, Todd. So here's my question, Todd. You're a school leader. You're impacting kids. You're making relationships. How many apples are going to come from those seeds, Todd?
Well, if I can plant all 8 seeds and they grow into a tree, well, by gosh, for every apple that's produced, I would say hundreds and thousands, but perhaps just depends how long I'm willing to wait.
And how long you're willing to cultivate and,
Yes.
and take care of the soil, because we're school leaders, Todd. So in your school leader voice, Todd, read that for our group here.
Seeds in the apple. You can count on the number of seeds in the apple, but you cannot count the number of apples in the seeds.
And that's our job, Todd. And thanks for your participation. We don't know which seeds are going to be the most important. We don't know where our impact is going to be. And our job is planting seeds. Another story and another prop. You could start your school year with that little story about seeds in the apple, right? The power of storytelling. I'm going to skip this part due to our time here. Guys, being a storyteller, right? No training or certification. I'll leave you with these three little takeaways here, right? Think about your service at a restaurant. You do a little bit more, you get a little bit more than expected. They bring you out an appetizer, they do a little bit extra. Bam, right? I got COVID right now. I feel like shit, but you know what? I'm gonna act differently than I feel because I want to bring my best self for you today. And the 5 SWs is a little magic sauce, right? It's a little magic sauce here. All right. This is something that helps me going. You know, you don't have to unmute and say it, but say them with me together. I want to see your mouth moving. Here we go. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it won't. So what, Jared, right? So what? Sometimes someone's waiting. So stick with it. We got to be resilient in today's world. We have to be resilient. The 5 SWs, I carry them with me all the time. Not every parent, not every teacher, not every kid I'm going to get, but I'm going to get the next one. I'm going to get the next one, okay? And I just want to end with one quick story. I'm almost out of time here. My superintendent, there's many superintendents on here. Trent is in the business of finding superintendents. Well, my superintendent was John Exantis. And my father did the marathon in 2006. He did it in 2007 and 2008. He was a handicapped runner. He was blind. He was a kidney transplant from my brother. And he wanted to get in shape in honor of the kidney. And we did the marathon together 3 years. And in our third year, we had a videographer with us, and there he is. And he took pictures and video. If you want to watch it, there's a great tribute to my dad on YouTube, Joe Marotta Marathon. Watch it tonight. It's Friday night. You have a nice glass of wine. It's a 9.5-minute video, and it's a tribute to my dad. But we did that marathon together, and on this third one here, you can look towards the end. He wasn't doing so hot. We literally were carrying him across the end line. But he finished, and his time was way past his other times. And my brother and I supported him. We finished the marathon. We hugged there, and then I went home. 2 hours north of New York City. And then I got a call that my dad had passed away at home. And I ran back to Staten Island. I drove all the way back to Staten Island. And I got, he had passed away, but I got to hug him. I got to kiss him. I got to touch his face one last time. And now I'm blessed with this video. What I didn't know is that my dad died on a Sunday. I was out the whole week of school. I was exhausted. He gave his eulogy. And when I got back to school, I couldn't go to school that Monday. I was out the whole week. The following Monday, I couldn't go back to school. Tuesday morning, the first call was from my superintendent. My dad died Sunday night. Monday morning, 6:30, call from my superintendent. Andrew, it's Exantis. How did the marathon go? I know how important it is to you and your dad. I know your dad's your guy. I want to hear all about it. That was the first call I got when I went back into school that next day. So as a school leader here, guys, it's the little things that we do, right? Those little calls. That story is 14 years old. And I remember how I felt when I got that phone call right away from my superintendent. It's those little things. So I challenge you, make that call, write that card, and do that little extra. There's that hotline number again. We can put it in the chat. That's a great resource. Invest in your family. Enjoy the time here before you get rolling in Iowa. I say this a lot. It's not the information, it's the inspiration. And I'll end here. Trent, I went a little overtime for you. Jared, sorry. But I hope you enjoyed that. And it was an honor to be here with you today. I'll be in the groups with you here for a little bit. Thanks, Trent.
Yeah, Andrew, thank you. And we'll get your information out there. But I appreciate the practical insights there, whether it's a pencil analogy somebody takes to a pre-service meeting that helps people connect, or the apple analogy, honestly, I'd never heard before, but makes good sense. And just a reminder.
Go a long way.
There they go. That's what I want to come out of these, just some insights and some strategies people can use to be even better, because we got to support each other and make the most of our pre-service time to set the tone for the year. So thanks, Andrew. Appreciate that a lot. And Jared, the stage is yours. We've got some time here before we get into breakout groups. And I know a lot of people follow a lot of your ideas and strategies as well. So around pre-service and setting the stage for the year, what can you offer the group?
Well, Andrew really stepped up his game there with the presentation and all that stuff. I'm sorry, Trent, if I didn't come prepared with all
No, you're
those
good.
things, but yeah, thanks for having me. Andrew, you killed it, man. I appreciate it. It's always good connecting with you. Andrew and I actually go back a few years. He's actually been a really good mentor of mine in terms of my. Andrew was talking, I was like, okay, let's try to piggyback on what he shared and then just share a few other ideas. And I'm in a new role this year, so I'm coming at this from, and I was a superintendent, with about 11,000 kids and about 80 administrators. And so my thinking has changed a little bit on this in terms of what I was going to even present to you if you'd asked me like a month ago. Right now, I'm just going to give you some things I'm seeing coming into my role in terms of what like districts, what really helps set the tone for a positive start to the year. And I got 6 things that I've written down here, and I've linked a couple blog posts. I'm going to link one more in there when I have a minute. But the first thing that I'm seeing that I'm probably preaching to the choir here is, and I wrote down, like, as the leader, whether you're building principal, whether you're superintendent, like you truly set the tone for your organization. And Andrew, you said it, your interactions, how you come each and every day. I'm realizing more and more, like, and you guys know this, again, preaching to the choir, but are you coming in positive each and every day? Are you not letting things get to you? Are you not taking things personally? What I've seen with even myself as a younger administrator, I think I'm still kind of young, but I'd always take things personally if things didn't go my way. And for example, this morning, spent about 2 hours finalizing our leadership retreat for next week. And some of those decisions about leadership retreat, I want to put my own stamp on it, but they didn't go my direction. And in the past, I think I would have dwelled on it, and I think I would have felt really bad. But I think as leaders, we need to learn that it's going to be okay. In the long run, you don't have to have control over every single thing that happens leading up to the school year starting. So that's one thing. Another thing I wrote down, and I linked a blog post called Power of Rounding, is I've really been prioritizing just meeting with people, whether you're a new principal, new superintendent, whether you're a 10-year veteran in your position, like truly meeting with your people and listening is huge. And it seems super simple, but not a lot of school leaders will invest their time doing that. So I linked that post there, the Power of Rounding. It's something I actually just started doing last year, where I met with every single teacher in our district during first semester, which was about 115 teachers. And again, that was one of the best things I've done, is just to go and listen. And it's not my agenda. It is the teachers and the school staff's agenda. They share with me. And I have some structured questions that really digs, and they're open-ended, and I really just want to learn from our staff. So that'd be number 2, is just to listen. Number 3, in terms of starting the school year off great, is just the idea of giving people time. Right. Again, I'm going to refer back to our leadership retreat. When we started a couple weeks ago planning, we had 3 full days of leadership of retreat time that we had set aside, because there's so much to cover. I mean, there's endless things that we could cover, but I said, let's pause for a second and let's ask our administrators, again, about 80 of them, what they want. What do they want from this time together? And the thing we heard in the survey was they just need time. They just need time in their buildings. They just need to, and again, that makes some people nervous. And if you've got ineffective administrators or teachers or whoever, that can kind of make you a little bit nervous. Like, what are they going to do with their time? But you've got to trust your people. You really do. So I've learned to stop trying to fit so much into those opening days. Most people got it figured out. They need some guidance, absolutely, but just really hit your top priorities. Number 4, I guess I couldn't do this without saying, create wow moments for your staff. And the second blog post I put on there was the top 10 culture hacks. And that's like those are kind of like, I don't know, gimmicky is the word that's coming to my mind, but they make an impact on your staff. And those of you who've read my stuff, You've probably seen those before. But what I've done and I can't say that I've got this, I'm not to a place right now in Waterloo where I've got this and there's so much to do, right? But at South Tama County, a much smaller setting where I could easily do some things, we delivered plants to our new teachers on their first day of school. And I wrote a handwritten note to each teacher just saying, hey, we're thankful to have you here. Please take this gift. Never forget that you're here, always a Trojan, once a Trojan, all those sorts of things. It takes a little bit of time to get that system in place to do things like that. But when you can pull it off, it really leaves a wow factor, wow moment with your staff. I'm going to keep going, Trent. I know we're short on time. Number 5, invest time in new staff. I really would encourage you, new staff, a lot of times the higher you get up in the chain, the less time you hang out with or meet with your new staff. I would highly encourage you to spend time with your new staff. And I'm not just talking about the orientation. I'm also talking about setting up one-to-ones with them throughout the year to see how things are going. Again, how powerful is that if you're a principal or even a superintendent spending time with staff in that intentional way? They've loved that. And number 6, the last thing, I just said it this morning twice in our meeting. You guys, it's just work. It's just work. Like, we will be okay. Like, life will go on. I know, we've got to figure these things out and we want things to be perfect, but like in the end, like it'll be okay. Okay. So don't don't take things personally, relax. Like, it's okay. Just life will go on if things aren't perfect. And so that's kind of my thing to you is just don't take things personally. And like I said, it's just work. And I will put down the teacher shortage solution is another post I want to share with you. So those are my 6 things, not nearly as articulate as Andrew was, but yeah, those are some 6 things to kind of keep in mind.
Jared, that's great. And I appreciate the resources too. We'll get those out too, or retweet those to people and share those out. But guys, you're not going to do all these things these gentlemen share or others. And a lot of you are sitting here with other ideas and things that you're going to do with staff that are awesome as well and fit your school system and your setting. The point today is to take 1 or 2 things away that might be useful, might be helpful in setting the year up for success and setting the tone, because as educators, we got to keep our people. We're in a tough time right now with people leaving the field. And I think we can all agree, we know how important culture and setting the stage for the school year is. So that's our focus for today. I want to make one introduction, and then what we're going to do is simply get you in some breakout groups and share ideas. And when you're done today. Share ideas and get some strategies and ideas that you didn't come on with for pre-service that might help you out and go over well. And then stay in touch with me as we plan for our next one. I want to make one introduction I failed to make before we jumped on here. Up in at least my corner of my screen is Amanda Bunjur, that a few of you met, former principal in Eastern Iowa. Amanda's now working for GLS and doing some management of search work, but also leading some marketing and retention efforts via social media and stuff for school districts. And so if you have any needs there, we'll get that out there to you as well, but wanted you to be able to put the name with the face as well, because Amanda will be helping with all of our Friday focus meetings. So thanks for being on, Amanda. Andrew and Jared, thank you. I know you're going to pop around.